Now, do you think you're going to miss Taiwan when you leave?
I mean...
All right, everybody, Wes Davies here. Welcome to another video. I've got a very special one planned for you today. This is my buddy Sly. Hey man, thanks for joining the video.
No problem.
Can I ask what brought you to Taiwan?
Initially, I came here to study, so that was the main purpose.
What were you studying?
I came to study medical science, so it's medical laboratory science and biotechnology.
So from that, is that a master's or more of a PhD program?
Started from bachelor's, then master's, and finally PhD.
Finally PhD, all in Taiwan?
Yeah.
For a little bit of background, you are from a very small country in Africa, right?
Yeah, from the kingdom of Eswatini.
The kingdom of Eswatini.
So initially I had graduated from public relations, and then I got my first job. I love public relations, but what I was getting in terms of benefits or in terms of exposure from working in that place I was working at wasn't really cutting it for me. My supervisor during my internship was encouraging, so they told me I've got no commitment as of yet, so I could just explore the world.
Can I ask, why Taiwan? I mean, you said you could explore the world, you were sort of free to do what you like, and then you ended up in the small island nation of Taiwan. So what brought you here specifically?
So where we were working, we were dealing with a lot of memos that would come from Taiwan government to Swaziland. So we would usually then have to send those out to the different ministries in the country. So that is where Taiwan was constantly popping up during these memos. So then I was like, let me consider this country. Initially, when I applied for international business and then also medical science. So the university that I had chosen were offering scholarships within the university, so I wasn't really thinking much in terms of diplomatic scholarships. That was my idea, just to apply, get a university scholarship, and then I would take it from there. I got accepted for both programs, and then I had to choose one.
So both programs were in Taiwan?
Yeah. I was just giving Taiwan a try, like, let's see if this works out or not. I had to then decide if I'm actually taking on this challenge or not.
And you got accepted to the Kaohsiung Medical University, right?
Yeah, Kaohsiung Medical University, and then for international finance, it was Isho Business College.
So had you been to Taiwan before you got accepted to these programs?
No.
No.
I think it's one of those places, because my dad used to be a police officer, so like he would talk about how the king is going to Taiwan. Okay. And we also lived near the airport, so half the time when they're like escorts and he's going to the airport, like the king is going to the airport, so you'd hear like sirens and all these other things, so kind of piques your interest, like what is Taiwan.
So do you know anything about the relations between Eswatini and Taiwan?
There's also that, so that also allows us to get like the scholarships that are associated with Taiwan. Yeah, they try to encourage more Swazis to come and study in Taiwan, so that to try and strengthen the relationship.
Right. Isn't Swaziland one of the countries that does recognize Taiwan as an independent nation?
I think in terms of diplomatic relationship, that would basically suggest that we do recognize Taiwan as an independent country.
How long have you been in Taiwan?
This is my, ninth year?
9th year?
Yeah.
Wow. So I've been here about 5 years, so you've been here 4 years longer than me.
I think the idea was to come through, do my bachelor's and leave. During that time I was doing some research in one of the labs, so I was like, why not do my master's, because I already have a project going. And master's is 2 years maximum, so I was like, okay, we can do this. So I went through for my master's and then met my advisor. She's great, so she just wanted to know what my future plans were. She suggested that if I do my PhD, it probably wouldn't be as long and strenuous as starting with a new professor.
Right. So you came here for your bachelor's, decided, hey, why don't I stick around a little while? You really enjoyed your relationship with your advisor, and then they just kept pushing you to stay here and keep studying. When did you graduate?
June.
June?
Yeah. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
So now that you've graduated Can you officially say doctor after your name?
Well, until I actually have my certificate, because right now, like I said, I'm working on finishing up the write-up and everything else.
Right.
So probably maybe in like the next, 2-3 months or so when I actually receive my certificate. But most of the heavy lifting has been done. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of the when.
In terms of your life in Taiwan, how do you like living here?
I would say it's pretty good, yeah, but I think mostly in terms of the system, in terms of transportation, in terms of efficiency, in terms of conveniency, definitely big ups to those. You know, I think it's just that for me as a foreigner, there's a point where you kind of want to submit yourself into the community, but then it's like the community always recognizes you as a foreigner. You know, no matter how good you get with the language, no matter how good you get to know their culture, but you always become the Waikoren. That's like the downside for me, but generally I think everything else is quite good.
How about Taiwanese food? Is there a favorite food that you have here, or do you mostly eat Western food, or do you cook? What's the situation?
I'm getting to a point where I'm exploring more. Like when I got here, I was thrown off because usually food back home has like salt.
Okay.
Yeah, so in Taiwan it's like they hardly use salt. And their food somehow has a bit of sweetness to it. But after meeting a bunch of people, they were able to guide me towards what tastes normal. I think also just like their seafood here, because next to the sea, so there's like a bunch of those. I like those. Okay, then tea.
Tea.
Yeah, black tea. I love black tea. Milk tea. I used to love bubble milk tea, but I'm trying to get more now healthy tips. So.
Oh yeah. A cup of bubble tea has about 900 calories or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to stay away from those.
So last question. You've been in Taiwan for 9 years. Can you say what one of your favorite places that you've traveled to within Taiwan?
Probably Kenting. I love Kenting.
Yeah.
I love Xijing. I love the ocean. So if there's a chance for me to actually get closer to the ocean, I usually like such places. So Kenting, Xijing, Sun Moon Lake is actually nice. Yeah, I think Lotus Pond if you just wanna walk around, enjoy some food. Definitely a good place.
Now, do you think you're gonna miss Taiwan when you leave?
I mean, it's like you will always miss something that you had, you know, and the fact that I've been here for a while, so this has been part of my life and also part of the growth that I had to go through. Change is always scary in general. Coming here from Swaziland, I was freaking out. So right now it's like I kind of need to take the next step, and sometimes it does get overwhelming. I think that has shown me that I can adjust and adapt in any situation. It's just a matter of the unknown. It's just fear of the unknown. So would I miss Taiwan? Yes, I would miss Taiwan. So.
And I can imagine coming from Swaziland to Taiwan was scary, and then now the next step, now that you're comfortable in Taiwan, the next step will also be scary. That's just life, isn't it?
Exactly. So it never gets easy. It becomes about the drive in terms of what you want. You know, it's very easy to get content, you know, but at the same time, risks are also rewarding. It's going to be an experience either way. So
go with the flow.
Yeah, so that's it. It's always going to be scary. Trying something new, living a place that you've kind of embedded yourself in, and then uprooting that, you know, having to start afresh, making new friends, adjusting to that society. It's always going to be overwhelming when you think about it. You're
going to miss your life here, no matter what you say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so much relationships, you know, friendships that I've had. So at the end of the day, yes, I'm finding out more about myself. I'm figuring out what life has to offer me, but there's also like this meaningful relationships that I also established here, which you kind of have to let go of. And I think with growing up, it becomes one of those unknowns.
Yeah, embrace the unknown and move on, stay positive, and things will work out.
Definitely.
Well, it was really nice to talk to you today, man, and thanks for doing the interview.
No no problem, man.
Good luck with the rest of your studies and getting the certificate. Awesome. It's about 100 degrees outside, so we're gonna say goodbye. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, cheers.
Bye-bye.